Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, picture this. That absolutely massive, iconic cargo plane, the C-17 Globemaster III, well, it might just be making a comeback. There are whispers that production could actually restart. Pretty big news for a really big plane.
It is. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. The main force behind this potential revival seems to be India's really quite dramatic shift in how it buys defense gear.
Right.
So we're going to explore the how, but also, why this matters right now for global defense, for the aerospace industry. Our sources are looking at recent reports on Boeing's thinking, the C-17's capabilities, which are pretty impressive, and India's brand new defense buying rules.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Boeing is seriously thinking about restarting C-17 production. That line shut down back in 2015, wasn't it? Lack of orders, I think.
That's right, 2015. Insufficient orders at the time.
So why now? What makes this plane so crucial that they'd consider, such a massive effort to bring it back?
Well, it really boils down to what it can do. The C-17 hauls incredibly heavy loads. We're talking main battle tanks over huge distances. And then critically, it can land on short runways, even rough, unprepared ones. It's a strategic workhorse, really almost unique.
Okay.
And what's fascinating here, while India is definitely key, they're not alone. At the Paris Air Show just this June 2025, other countries like Kuwait, Qatar, the UAE, they also showed real interest.
Ah, interesting. So it's broader than just India.
Exactly. It signals a wider, maybe global rethinking about needing rapid response capabilities. The C-17's specific strengths just seem more relevant again.
So global appeal, got it. But our sources really emphasize India. Why are they such a critical piece of this puzzle?
Yeah, India is a major catalyst here. Their Air Force is actively looking for somewhere between 12 and 15 more C-17s. They need to replace their aging Russian IL-76 transport planes. Those are becoming increasingly unreliable, apparently.
And India already has C-17s, right? Quite a few.
They do. They operate 11, right now the second largest fleet in the world after the U.S. And these planes have really proven their worth. Think about the 2023 Turkey-Syria earthquake relief effort, or critical deployments near borders with Pakistan and China. They've been invaluable.
It's interesting, though, because historically, India's big defense buys have been, slow. Lots of red tape.
Right. That's what makes this current situation so significant.
So what's changed?
You've hit on a key point there. India's past issues, budget constraints, notoriously slow decision-making seem to be shifting. This isn't just talk. It's backed by a pretty revolutionary change in how India actually buys military equipment. Their Ministry of Defense is changing the whole process.
No more endless field tests, then. How are they speeding it all up?
Exactly. Instead of those lengthy traditional field tests, which, could drag on for years and sometimes face criticism, they're moving to faster methods. Think simulation-based assessments.
Like virtual testing.
Pretty much. Highly sophisticated virtual environments where aircraft performance can be evaluated much, much faster, days maybe, instead of months or years. Plus, the government recently okayed emergency spending for urgent military needs, and that includes aircraft. So this new, more agile approach is absolutely vital if they want to fast-track big buys like more C-17s.
That definitely sounds like a major change. But restarting a whole production line, that can't be easy or cheap for Boeing, surely.
Oh, absolutely not. It's a huge hurdle. We're potentially talking billions of dollars. Boeing would need to reopen facilities, maybe even build new ones, rebuild entire supply chains from scratch, train a whole new workforce.
So they need firm orders.
Yes.
Guarantees.
Definitely. Firm orders are essential to justify that kind of massive investment. And it does raise an important question. Some experts worry about relying only on simulations. Speed is one thing, but do simulations fully capture real-world performance?
That's a fair point.
Some suggest using digital twins, basically combining real operational data with simulations to get a more accurate picture. There's also a bit of a flag about India's actual defense spending follow-through. For instance, reports noted only 2% of the allocated budget was actually spent by April 2025. So faster processes are great, but the money still needs to flow consistently.
Right, a crucial caveat. So let's pull this together. If the C-17 revival actually happens, what are the big implications? For India first.
For India, more C-17s mean they can move critical stuff, tanks, helicopters, troops, much faster, especially near those sensitive borders with China and Pakistan. But think beyond just military muscle. It means moving field hospitals, large-scale aid. It really boosts their ability to respond to disasters, both domestically and globally. That enhances their international standing as a reliable partner.
And for Boeing, obviously good news for them.
Oh, definitely. Restarting the C-17 line would be a significant shot in the arm for their military division. Especially, given some of the challenges their commercial side has faced recently.
Yeah.
And the C-17 still has a competitive edge. Look at Europe's Airbus A400M, a capable plane,
Yeah.
but it just doesn't have the same payload capacity or range as the Globemaster. The C-17 is kind of in a class of its own for certain missions.
So wrapping up this deep dive, it feels like we're watching this really dynamic interplay. You've got India's pressing strategic needs driving this. There are potentially risky but innovative procurement reforms enabling it.
Right.
And Boeing facing this massive decision about bringing back an absolute icon of military aviation.
It's a fascinating convergence. And maybe a provocative thought for you, the listener, to take away. How will this growing reliance on simulations in defense driven by urgency, yes, but carrying inherent questions about real-world validation, how will that ultimately reshape military readiness and even tech development around the world in the coming years?
Yeah.
Something to think about.